Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Welcome. If you're in the UK, happy bank holiday. Everywhere else, welcome, welcome. Everyone's welcome, as always. How you doing? It's nice to have a day off, isn't it? Especially a free one. We'll all take it. How's everyone doing? Jason was first. Hello there. How are you? Great Western. G Dave. Peter. Peter's got the beer open. Love these locos and the roots. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Michael, how are you? Nice to see you. Fern Bus. Bournes is here. I beat him to it. David Drives, thank you very much for being a member. How does that pop up? That popped up last time. David, I don't know how that's done that. You've become a member twice in a week, but I'll take it. Member for 6 months. Thank you very much. Good evening, Tintin. Nice to see some TSC. Yeah, definitely. Yes, I talked about this one, I think, last week, didn't I? So we're going to run the 68s with the nuclear flask, which you can just see at the back. I'll change view in a minute and you'll see it a little bit better. So this is the North Wales Coastal Revamped. So it's the North Wales Coastal that, if you're playing TSC, the DTG one, it is that, but it has been revamped by On Track Simulation. So our friends over at On Track Simulation have taken it and have padded it out and have put lots of points of interest and foliage and basically just, for want of a better phrase, tarted it up a bit. And it looks pretty good, as you'll see, as we start making our way from the south part of the route up to Chester. We're going up to Chester with this. So it's a run of it's scheduled for about 100 minutes. So it's a decent one. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the route. Nothing too serious tonight. Just a bit of a chilled out one. I'm not going to put the DSD on because I want to be able to show you outside as well as we go. So we don't need the DSD interrupting us. So the safety board will have to just forgive us for this one. But we'll get into it, shall we? I'll take it off pause and you guys can tell me, as always, once we get going, what the sound is like. So I'm going to go in the cab, first of all. Shift W. Instrument lights. Let's do that. Now, what else do I need to do? I need to do the headlights as well. Let's just check those. They look good. I think the clag factor I have got on 10. Let me just check it. I have now. That's on 10, so that's good. That's what we want. Plenty of clag. Let's have a quick look around. So here's the flask. I wanted to do this one because I didn't have this. And in the recent AP sale, this is AP's version. So I think they took the Just Trains version and they brought it out on its own. I think if you get it from Just Trains, you get a Class 20 with it. So I've got the AP enhanced version. So you don't get the 20, you just get the FNA wagon, and you can have it loaded or unloaded. So we're going for the loaded one. There's 3 different weathered variants. I think this is variant number 2. I'll be honest with you, I don't know the difference. But this is the one we're going with. So I've just swapped it out because the scenario itself, which comes with this route, is using the Just Trains one. So I've just swapped it out. So I thought that would be pretty useful. Number 11 for clag factor, says Pete. Like your guitar amps. Yeah, 10 unfortunately is the highest. So when are we ever serious, says Bournes. These things are loud in real life from what you've seen. Well, we'll see what it's like once we get going. Let's take the DRA off. Let's just have a look at the schedule actually. Take this train as far as Chester, where another driver will take over. Your maximum permitted speed is 60 miles per hour. So as you would expect with a freight train, we're not stopping anywhere until we get to Chester. We're at Valley Nuclear Electric. That's where we are. So we're backing up into Valley Station first of all. So we'll do that. if I put it into reverse, you can hear the engine firing up, which is pretty neat. Right, brakes off. Release the brakes. Bit like the 66, isn't it? The brakes on the 68. I haven't done much driving with the 68, I'll be honest with you, but from what I have done, it's quite nice. Right, off we go. Let's take a look outside. Watch out for runaway class 45s with that wagon. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know this service, so I don't know if this is loaded or whether this is an empty. I can't tell you. But it is a flask, so we'll be careful with it, whatever happens. It seems to be an audio issue. Me talking too much. Yes, very good, Jason. Andrew, how are you doing? Do we pass the Welsh station with the longest name? I think we might do. But I ain't going to say it. You won't be surprised to know. I'm hoping. Yeah, we're okay. We've got a signal, and I was hoping we were allowed through it, so that's good. And just as we go, just check out the scenery, because look at all the detail. There's a lot of detail. We've done a great job on it. Mr. Water, you've started playing TSC again. Runs really well on your game laptop. You're quite surprised. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, you said you were going to give it a go. Right, this is Valley Station. So we'll get a bit of brake on. Probably got a bit too far, but never mind. It's no surprise I'm not going to pronounce any of the Welsh names, so I'll let you guys do that. Valley is good enough for me for this one. You got to ride behind one of these. Wow. You'll now be taking this non-stop to Chester. Maximum permitted speed, I should say, 60 miles per hour. Okay, let's do it. We'll go outside and we'll see if we can get it thrashing, shall we? So we'll take the brakes off. There you go. "81 miles. Told you it was a long one. There you go. There's Peter with the longest station. He's Googled it. You got quite a few. You got quite a few routes, Mr. Water. Excellent. Yeah. And the other thing is that there is, of course, the relaunch, isn't there? The sort of annual update coming out, which I think was there was meant to be. I think last Thursday there was meant to be a release stream, a recorded release stream. I don't know about you guys, but I was ready to watch that, and then for some reason it wasn't on. So I'm hoping they're going to do that this week. But they're not doing any development on TSC, are they? They're just bringing out new routes, looks like, each year to include third-party routes as well. There's a chance there to get some third-party routes if that's your thing. I think the Chatham main line is the one that is coming out with this next release, but that's been out. That's a DTG one that's been out quite a while, so I've already got that one. But some of you might not have it. The 68, of course, is the AP one as well. I should have said that. The enhanced version. Make sure we stick to the 60. And we'll go and have a look. Looks like an airfield over here. I would say it's an airfield. Let's go down here and have a look. Here it comes. Nice. So if you've got the North Wales, it could be Valley, yeah, it probably is Valley, Dave, yeah. If you've got the DTG North Wales Coastal, then this revamped version, there is a few other requirements, but this revamped version sits on top of it. You can get this for free from Train Sim Community website. All the requirements for it, you need bits of scenery from everywhere else, but not much. It's as you would expect, largely just based on the DTG North Wales Coastal with a couple of other little bits thrown in. But if you're interested in it and you've got the North Wales Coastal, which by the way is pretty good anyway, go and check it out on there and you can download it free. I think it's about 3.5 gig to download it, that's all. So give it a go. Nice. Comes with a set of AP scenarios, AP stock scenarios as well, which is quite nice. This is one of them. You got the Humble bundle for TSW5 on PC. Yeah, they're good value, aren't they? 1137. TSW5 plus 8 routes and 3 locos. That is good, yeah. I saw that. Someone on the Discord was asking, was that a good deal? I think a few of us said, absolutely. When you consider what it was, you know, probably, well, 8 routes. What's that, a few £100? Definitely a good deal. Transport East Anglia, how you doing? Andrew's mum says hi to everyone. Hello, Andrew's mum. How are you? 215 quid if you bought it all separately. Wow. Yeah. There you go then. Can't beat that for 11 quid. I don't think they're making a massive margin on that, are they? Not at all. Oh, your mum forced a local to teach you the pronunciation and spelling. You were staying in Penmamar at the time. Yes, I remember when I worked on the railway for the civil engineers, the stone trains used to come from Penmamar. They were double-headed 37s, if I remember correctly. And we used to, in the civil engineers, we used to order the stone from there for the weekend work that we used to do up the West Coast Main Line. Yeah. Your mum's good. Excellent. Excellent. So as well as just the sort of foliage and things, they've added more signage as well to the stations, etc., and done all that sort of stuff. And I think they've improved the view, the wider view that you get. They've taken it out a bit wider as well, so you see a little bit more from the from inside and out. I've got the AP clouds on, of course. The track pack is in. This is the standard vegetation. I haven't got the AP vegetation. Still haven't got that yet. Not sure that I will do. Can't make my mind up. Just because of that flickering that you can see. Still 74 3/4 miles to go. Due in at 16:55. Quick look around the cab. It's quite modern, isn't it? I think we could do with one of these in DSW, I must admit. That would be nice. Right, let's take the speed down a little bit. Yeah, the views are good. 68's are loud. So you're saying this isn't loud? There is different engine noises on this as well. If I come outside. Let me put the engine in. Motor noises. Can you hear the motor noises? Now that randomly picks one, I think. But you can set it yourself. Leave it on number 3. I don't know the difference, to be honest. I've not had much of a play with that. Yeah, it is. It is kind of a preview with a wagon that's coming to TSW. We think it's the Flask, don't we? But with the Class 20. Where does everybody think that? I mean, that's obviously going to be a loco pack. Anybody got any ideas where that's going to run? Is that a West Coast Mainline South thing? I was trying to think, with that kind of cargo on the back, where would we be running from and to? I mean, it doesn't mean we're going from somewhere where the flasks are being delivered, does it? We could, it could be part of a service that goes to where the flasks are delivered. Overall frequencies are good, but low in the ambience. Yeah. And the AP versions are going to be the best ones, aren't they, as well? It was good. It was confirmed on the West Coast Mainline South intermodal timetable. Was it? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. What's going on? They run through the Wembley yards over the North London line from South. Ah, okay. Yeah, so that's what I mean. So it'll be part of the service. What we need is a DLC that adds a terminal somewhere for these types of freight. I saw the teaser for the military cargo pack, as well, with the 47 pulling the tanks and whatnot. That was on the West Coast Main Line, Preston Carlisle, wasn't it, on the teaser? So again, that'll be part of a service, won't it? Could be that they run between. I suppose they could go to Heysham, couldn't they? So on the Preston Carlisle route, so you go Preston to Heysham or towards Morecambe, because you can't get to Heysham at the minute. Or you could go from Carlisle down to Heysham, the same. So yeah, nuclear was left in. It was, yeah, that was a bit of a mistake, wasn't it, I think? Hey Rob, how you doing? Hopefully you have a second loco, the extra wagon in between the dangerous cargo. No, it's double-headed with this on the back. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Right, we slowed right down here for some reason. Let me get it back up again. Nice bit of clag. Should be loco, flask, loco. Yeah, I've seen that on the Cumbrian coast ones, definitely. But like I said, this one comes with this route, so this is how they've got it set up. Getting some fuel for powering the PC. Yeah. PC actually does... It's more than adequate for TSC, I'm pleased to say. Well, most things so far. Although I saw British Ace's PC, he's just got a new PC, and he's got I think he's got a 5 series card in it, so already I'm behind because mine's a 4 series. But then again, he cheated, and he had his PC pre-built, whereas I built mine, so I'm quite proud of mine. Mixture of signalling on this as well. Got some parts is semaphore, which we've seen, which is always quite nice on this route. Bridgewater to Crewe is top and tail both ways. Yeah, you're right. I've seen that. I have seen that. Yeah. Yeah, so they must have just set this up incorrectly then. And I'm assuming it's a real service, so I don't know if anyone wants to Google it and have a look if there's a picture of this service, but this is 6K41 is the actual service. So I don't know if any photographs of it exist. You've only got 1 terabyte. What in total? Have you not got any others? Is that just your root disk, or have you got extra disk? 1 terabyte's not a lot these days, is it? Oh, you got a 5070 Ti. Wow. Yeah, what is the FPS on here actually, just out of interest? 40s, low 40s at the minute for this route. Rob, please refrain from posting links. There goes Streamlabs again. You probably didn't post a link, but there's Rob getting his wrist slapped by the overbearing Streamlabs. It does it all the time, Rob. Don't worry about it. You're not in any trouble or anything. Oh, 256 megabyte drive. Wow, that's going back some time, isn't it? Right, we're going down to a 40 very shortly. Double yellow. Quite difficult to see that signal against that bridge as you get towards it. I don't feel it should have a board behind it or something. It does run in real life, but not every day. Oh, this still runs, this service. Wow. Two trains a day to the Flash terminal. Yeah, I like these kind of ones with a special freight. Not just TSW intermodal all the time. It'll be nice when we do get the Flask DLC. I don't know about a 20 though. We've already got a 20, haven't we? Which came out as part of it was DLC for Tees Valley, wasn't it? Originally. Ah, there we go. Right. Go on, Peter. Fire away. Tell me what it says. I know the goggle gock at the end, and that's about it. But there we go. That guy, look, he's waiting for you. He's looking at his watch. He's waiting for you to say it. Look, he wants you to say it. That is ridiculous. I mean, you know, if you want to buy a ticket there, what size is the ticket to be able to get that name on the ticket? That's just crazy. Anyway, there we go. As we go through, as we got a transport for Wales 175 coming in on the other platform. Also an AP enhanced version. Oh, it was the last DLC for TSW 2020. Yeah, you see, I couldn't have told you that. I wasn't sure how long we'd had it. I've not used the 20 for a while, I must admit. David, your first PC was a 486, a DX33, and 20 megabyte hard drive. Wow. Oh my god. You think that was 175109? Yeah, I must admit I didn't look that closely, but yeah, some nice nice traffic on this route too. Turn that frame rate off now. Don't think we need it. Thanks everyone once again for coming in. Much appreciated. No voice message capability on it. That's a shame, yeah. It would be quite good. We can have a competition. I'll be the judge, yeah. Right, let me just save as we go in case of any disasters. Is there no 175s anymore now? I don't know. I don't know what year this is actually set in. You know, does it say in the briefing? I don't think it says. Although I do remember reading about the revamped North Wales coast that we're on now, that it is bringing it up to today's standards, is what it says in the manual. So I think it might be meant to be set now. The 175s have all moved to GWR now, have they? Ah, okay. The 175s are replacing the HST. That doesn't seem like a very satisfactory replacement. I mean, the 175s are quite nice, but where's the where's the nostalgia? There isn't, is there? It's just another unit to replace quite an iconic HST. I don't know. It seems a bit. I don't know. It seems a bit naff, that. Right, we are approaching the Bangor up main. The horn sounds pretty good, doesn't it, in the tunnel? It does what it's meant to do. Right, we've got 75 coming up. We're restricted to 60, though. So this is Bangor Station, I assume. It is indeed. I like how they have the signage with the, you know, home of Bangor University, etc. It's quite neat, that. I always like that. Yeah, true, 50 years old, but you know what I mean? It just seems like, I don't know, seem a bit plain, don't they, the 175s compared to something like that. There's nothing really about them of any that sort of stands out. Nothing that, well, as you said it, the 50 years old, but they're iconic. What could be iconic about the 175 in 50 years' time? Probably nothing. Right, we get a shot of the Welsh mountains for, I think, the first time. Does the MFD work? I don't think it does. Actually, that does. I don't know what that does. Yeah, so master controller. So I don't know how to get back now. Let's have a look. Got pneumatics. What else have we got? Main running totals. Low core. Oh, there we are. Low core main. That's where we were. It does. So it does a few things. They're probably explained in the manual as well. Have a look what it's telling us on the main screen. Fuel level. I don't know whether that changes or not, whether the fuel is just unlimited. I assume it is. I don't know why that flashed either. Battery, BC link, fuel consumption, RPM, engine temperature, that kind of thing. Yeah. Date, time, outside temperature, etc. So it's doing a little bit. There's no GSMR in this one, which is a bit strange for an AP product. I know there's a couple of them that have no working GSMR, which is a bit of a shame. This is one of them. Some routes don't have the tunnel exclusion. You can see it in the bars at the bottom. You don't have good sound. They're mostly old routes, yeah. We can probably have a look at the map. That's Chester where we're going. If we send to the player, we're up here. Valley Nuclear Electric to Crewe Coal Sidings, DRS. So we've started up this end. You can see it's a fair old, decent route, isn't it? Crewe's pretty busy, isn't it? But yeah, if you've got North Wales Coastal, pick this up. It shows in TSC in your route selection screen, of course. Doesn't replace the original North Wales Coast. It shows up as a separate tile. So you've still got the old original North Wales Coastal. It's not overwriting it or anything. Next week, you're going down to Torquay, walking the famous Dawlish seawall. Yeah, I think Great Western knows a bit about that. I haven't been down that end. More's the pity. Incidentally, though, I was watching. You guys might not know what this is. I was watching an Arthur Askey film last night, The Ghost Train. I think some of you've probably seen it. It's an old film from the 40s. But that is obviously train based and Great Western based, and is meant to take place down there as well, which is quite interesting. If you get a chance to see it, it's a good film. It's quite funny. If you get a chance to see it, go and check that out. That's the nearest I've got to down there. watching that. Funny how it gets noisy as you get this side of it. I saw it when it first came out, you cheeky get. I wondered what happened to you, Bones. I thought you were being a bit quiet. I thought you must have gone off having your tea or something. I saw the photographs, Great Western, that you put on the Discord. Yeah, very good. Yeah. And it's, you know, for me who's not been down there, that it is actually quite recognisable. You know, where the trains were on the photos, just from playing this, basically, on that route. David used to live near Teignmouth. It is Teignmouth, isn't it? I think you guys have told me before. It's not Teignmouth, it's Teignmouth. North Wales Coast, though, generally, one of the better routes, I think. In fact, I think it was probably the second or third route I got for TSC. You know, coming into TSC quite late, where pretty much everything was already available a couple of years back. I had my eye on this one after the West Coast Main Line overshot and North. I think those were the first two that I got, outside of the ones that I got with the actual base game. DLC wise, I think those two were first. This was third because I wanted this one. So it's always been a good route, and we talked about it the other week, didn't we? About it coming to, it'd be good to come to TSW. The only problem would be how much of it we actually get, because it's quite a long route for TSW, isn't it? But you know, I could be wrong. We might get the whole thing at some point. There is the coast. Oh, you weren't even allowed to take pictures of the FNAs. Wow. Weren't allowed to take pictures, but yet, you know, they'll quite happily travel up and down just like this with no security, etc. I take it they don't stop often. Do they try and push them through the signals due to the hazardous nature of the cargo? I assume they don't hold them up unless they really have to. I don't know. Mafarick, how you doing? 2 low costs and 1 wagon is overkill. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't like a double-headed 68 though? Oh, look at Dave's being controversial there. North Wales Coastal for TSW will be a full route for PC, but a short route for consoles. You mean reduced? Get it right, Dave. Reduced is the actual the terminology you need to use for that one. I've only done a couple of videos on that Frankfurt S-Bahn. I must admit, the numbers compared to normal, the numbers are quite low, and I think reading between the lines, well, I think most of the audience that I've got is UK based, the majority that is, but also I think the console players are rightly a bit miffed about the timetable. One of the better done coasts in TSC is very good, isn't it? Yeah, because when you look at the sea on this one, which has now disappeared off to my left, and then you compare it to what we've been talking about on the Riviera line, for example, the sea. Oh, there it is again. There's the water. The sea on the Riviera line is terrible, isn't it? I mean, it's nice with the reflection of the clouds and everything that you get. It's very glassy. I don't know how often it is like that in real life. I don't think I've ever been down here on the train. I've driven down here quite a lot because it follows the train, whereas the train goes through this hill or mountain. You do when you're driving as well. You drive straight through the through a tunnel in the mountain. In fact, it might be coming up here as well. But you're right. It is very well done. Some of your earliest holiday memories just there, along with Cumbria. A lot of static caravans and things down here. Like, I know Prestatyn's quite popular, isn't it? Prestatyn, Rill, all those kinds of places. Yeah, here we go. This is where we go straight through the hill, look. Down to 55 for the tunnel. You only got TSC for unusual routes. Japanese ones, Turkish ones, New Zealand, and Glasgow subway. Glasgow subway mixed in with that. That's good, that. I like that. The Japanese ones, the Turkish ones, the New Zealand ones, and the Glasgow subway. Do you know what? I must admit that I've only really used TSC for the UK stuff. Although I think Rob is still with us. And there's a Dutch route coming out as part of this new release. There is the first official Dutch route coming out, which I think has rattled a few feathers, Rob, if I understand correctly, in the Dutch train simming community. That's what I gather from reading various bits of Discords and etc. But I keep meaning to get, well, I kept meaning to get the Tadami line for this, but we're going to get that in TSW, so I don't really need to bother. But there's probably, I need to have a look. There's probably a few non-UK routes I could probably play and quite enjoy. I do have some. I've got some US ones, some German ones. I can't say what they are though, but I've got a few. I just don't have them installed. I should probably do that. I've got so much of the UK stuff to be getting on with that I've not had a need yet to do it. And we're playing TSW as well at the same time. We've still got 46 to go. And we are approaching Llandudno Junction, where we can see the castle, actually. We go right past the castle. Yeah, that's it, Rob. Yeah. So I think the Dutch route in TSW definitely helps Dutch railways, etc. Because, you know, lots of us don't know a thing about Dutch railways. I'm not speaking for everybody, of course. But I mean, you know, when a new route gets introduced, here's the castle, by the way, coming up. Helps you learn not only about the railway but about the country a little bit, and the same's going to be for the Dutch stuff in TSC as well, because your Dutch community there for TSC has been going for quite a while. But you know, I don't know how wide that group is outside of the Netherlands. You know, so if you get a standard route, people will just play it, and so they'll suddenly think, oh, I actually quite like the Dutch stuff. Makes a change from all the German stuff we always get and all the UK stuff. So yeah, it's got to be a good thing. But I understand the other side of it. People who in the community have been developing things for years probably feel like they've had the noses pushed out a little bit, you know. In TSC, you've got 70% in game already with some basic payware routes and a few freeware downloads. Yeah. David, your TSC is mainly UK plus Swiss routes. In TSW, you mostly play the German routes. Speaking purely from a TSW perspective, I quite enjoyed playing. I still quite enjoy playing the broad sort of mix of everything we've got in TSW. I find myself these days playing the German stuff a little bit less. I think I was saying it in the Frankfurt video that I did, the first look, that sometimes without knowing the full geography of how the routes fit together and what we've got covered where, what regions of Germany, etc., I personally struggle to sort of, how do I say it, differentiate between the different routes. They can become, if you don't have any knowledge of the area, they can become a little bit samey, especially at a very basic level with so many, let's face it, so many DB red trains. But the more I play it, the more I learn a bit more about it, and it's important to try and watch the launch streams as well that DTG do because you get a bit of information about it there, you know. The UK stuff I don't struggle with because, you know, I know the layout and I know where things are, etc. But it's a little bit different with the other countries, unless you're already really, really into it. But the German stuff is very good, and I've noticed that a lot of the times the German stuff is there's a better quality to some of the German stuff than there is, for example, the UK stuff. Apart from if Just Trains are doing it, as we all know about Just Trains. And the Swiss stuff in TSW, I haven't played any in TSC, but in TSW, I don't know. I always think about the Arosa Mountains, which puts me off. Although we've had better things since, haven't we? We definitely have. Lots of German people like the Dutch content, but also some from the UK and France, but we'll never know. No, it would have been nice if we were able to get some sort of user data out of DTG. I personally, I think if you think about us, me and you, Rob, as ambassadors, we've got quite a big group of German DTG ambassadors, which kind of suggests to me that the Germans, there's a lot of German stuff, that's one reason, but I also think that the German stuff is very popular. We don't always get the, we don't always get the figures for it, but I get the distinct impression that there's a lot of German ambassadors because they want that covered as much as possible. Plus, they can sell more of it, can't they? The more people that are showing it, especially in the native language as well, which I can't do. I don't know about you, but I can't. I butcher the names of the best of times without trying to do a video of them speaking it. Just wouldn't work. Oh dear. The Tadami line in TSW looks stupendous. There's a decent word for you. The work in progress screenshots look totally authentic. Uni Workshop have nailed it. Get it in TSW. Yeah. The thing is though, I'm a little bit concerned about when that's coming out, because we got lots of screenshots of the, well, we didn't get the trains running on the route, but we got screenshots of the stations and the route, didn't we? Quite some time ago. And then it's gone a little bit quiet on that. So I'm kind of hoping there's not been any kind of big delay, and that's coming soon, because I have been quite excited about that one. Deleted most of the European routes. You've got Bernina, Linney. You spent time driving your Alfa over the pass from Tirano to St. Moritz. Yeah. There was a time where almost weekly new German ambassadors joined. That is true. That is true. There's a lot. I can't say most place names these days. Apart from the ones up the West Coast Main Line, I can say those with my eyes shut. But there is, by the way, talking about DTG and ambassadors and all that, there is a stream this week which they, well, I haven't looked at the forums today, but it's been a public holiday in the UK, so DTG won't have updated it. But I think Thursday there's a stream, but they've not said what that is. So I think it could be. I think it could be the Class 86, because I think that's quite close to releasing. So it could be that, but then again, it could be a number of things, couldn't it? They could surprise us with something off the roadmap, or God forbid, it might be another DSW screenshot stream that you all look forward to. And I say that very tongue in cheek. Oh, I hope it's the 86. If it is the 86 and they haven't told me up front, I'll be upset with them. So I'm going to ask around a few people. I do think the 86 is probably anytime soon, but until they tell us, we don't know. I'll be all over that, as you can imagine. Train Sim Germany is what sells the German content in TSO for you. The quality is just trains level, to be honest. Yes, yeah. Agreed. Yeah, they are the just trains of the German stuff, aren't they? Definitely. The stream on Thursday better be the 86. It could be the 86 pack, the Santa Fe pack. Yes, of course, the Santa Fe pack could be coming soon, or the nuclear pack. Out of those three, in order, I want it to be the 86. Then I want it to be the nuclear pack, and then I want it to be the Santa Fe. We're going to get the Santa Fe now, aren't we? 1.6 terabytes for the TSC installation. Wow. That's Dave's PC out the window then. Let me just do a quick save as we go, because it's such a long route. I agree with you there, Maverick. I think that the Tadami situation is just needing more time. I think there's a lot of scenery, for example, on that route, isn't there? And everybody is expecting it to be very pretty, so they're going to have to spend quite a lot of time making sure it reflects, the reality. Your favourite routes, Peter, all the British routes, apart from the suburban bog cart offerings. You're talking about Cardiff, are you, by any chance? Oh, F2. Ah, there you go. Thank you for that. F2. I'll try to remember that. Yeah, there's a military pack, and because of that teaser we had last week, that again is going to be quite close, isn't it? The military pack. I don't mind the military pack. It just seems like we've not long had the previous cargo line released, so I would like it to be something else. But as we were saying earlier, because the military pack is you're going to be able to use that on the West Coast Main Line, Preston Carlisle. It looks like from the teaser with the 47. Again, I'm all right with that because it's on the Preston Carlisle route. So yeah, I don't mind that, but I'd rather have the 86 this week, I must admit. Chris, good evening. How are you? You like the West Coast Main Line over Shat, but it gets boring quick because of the length of services. Are you talking about the TSC version, or are you talking about the TSW? Presume you mean the TSW version. Yeah, it for me it doesn't even get old, that route. I'll be honest with you. I can quite happily play that all the time. It's probably the first route that I can play over and over and over, because it's local interest. Well, that and the Blackpool one. Yeah, I quite like the Southeastern high speed, but in places I find that a little bit boring. I like the high speed portion of it in the Javelin. When you get to the stop start portions of it, I'm not as excited about it. But Southeastern high speed still a lot of people's favourite route, and I can see why. I can definitely see why. And a lot of people like the East Coast Way. I've never been a fan of the East Coast Way. I can play it, but I wouldn't choose to dive into it a lot. And I don't know why. I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know. Can't wait. You can't wait for the 86, but once you've got over the initial euphoria, it's going to be a slightly slower 87 with an extra window. But think about the variety on the line as well, and just improve, and just the general. You're not just going to see the same old things run up and down. There's going to be extra AI now, as it's meant to be. at the time that it's set. I know what you mean from the driving perspective, because the other thing is, it's a shame. It's a shame there is no additional timetable, but I understand that as well, because they covered for each other, didn't they? So you can't really invent a timetable that didn't exist. But well, if you don't get it straight away anyway, Peter, I will be. So I will be showing it off. So you'll at least get to see it. Southeastern High Speed is your most played route at level 90 something. Yeah, and I wonder what level you're at before it became Southeastern High Speed Extended, because we had the original Southeastern High Speed, didn't we, as well? Originally. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I've got quite a high level on there myself, I think. That's probably why I find it a little bit less interesting than I used to. I've probably overplayed it. Then again, there's quite a lot of good stock on there. So it's always a good route. An 81 or an 85. Yes, we'll take those, definitely. Looking forward to the Great Western Remaster. Yeah, when is that coming? That's the thing. That's another one that seems to be on the boil and then simmers, then comes back to the boil. And it'll certainly be big, though, when it releases that. That is the nostalgic UK route for anyone who's playing TSW from the beginning. Here's all the holiday caravans, look, over here on the left and the right. Still got 32 miles to go to Chester. Third-party devs are the future of TSW. I think they are. And you mentioned Rivet there. We've not heard much out of Rivet for quite a while, have we? They've been very quiet. You're trying to get the West Somerset as your most played route, but you're going to have to play a heck of a lot to get it up to past level 90, that's for sure. Oh, you think the next JT route is the West Highland line? That's interesting. What have you seen, Maverick, that makes you think that, just out of interest? A big large logo 37 or something? That'd be neat. Animal is quiet tonight. He's missed it again, hasn't he? Eric, how you doing? Good evening. I think, yeah, as Maverick says, a polish. It is a polish. Because it's the original UK route, for TSW from back in 2018. Things have obviously moved on quite a bit in the TSW world, and so I think they've done it with West Somerset Railway, and there's probably a reason behind that. They did it with West Somerset Railway, then new DLC came out, so we got Thomas, well, we got Thomas times 2 because there's another DLC coming out, isn't there, for Thomas? Oh God, you don't think that's the Thursday stream, do you, Thomas? I forgot about that. Could be. It could be. So yeah, DLC came out for West Somerset after that was remastered. So Great Western is getting remastered. Is there going to be a DLC for that not long afterwards? Don't know. Probably welcome though. Although what would that DLC be for the Great Western? Don't know. Yeah, Rivet's taking a lot of flack. They do a lot of stuff in the background. You can usually tell things like the ballast. You can usually tell where Rivet has had a hand in something. The problem with a large amount of the train sim community, especially on the forums, is once a certain section of the community doesn't like a certain thing or a certain group, that's it. They tend to gang up on them after that, don't they? That's my observation. So I don't know whether Rivet can ever get themselves out of the situation that they sort of find themselves in. I don't know. They might make a Just Trains level route that will completely redeem themselves, and then it will reset everything. But I don't know. You've seen the rail tour posters and the off-map conductor mode tickets, right? I see what you mean. Yeah, there's a lot of rail tour posters on the West Coast Main Line, isn't there? In various places. I think they're collectibles as well, aren't they? If I remember. It's been a while since I've been round and collected them all. Yeah, JT doing a modern route and the Riviera line. They'd make a very good job of the Riviera, for definite, wouldn't they? Don't forget the teaser of Crewe. Yeah, that was a different developer, wasn't it? That wasn't JT. That was I can't remember what they were called, but they're a brand new developer, aren't they? We did cover it one of the news videos, but I can't remember what the name was. Exeter Plymouth, says Peter. Yeah. If the 80th anniversary Thomas expansion is this week's stream, I'm gonna lose my mind. See, that might be why they've not told us yet what it is, because they don't want you to know in case you do lose your mind. Maybe getting everyone to tune in first, thinking it's the 86, and then we hear the famous Thomas music. Then don't forget, like we were just saying earlier, DTG have got the numbers. They know what's going to go down well and what isn't. So this is Prestatyn that we're just going through right now. Yeah, don't forget Rivet is basically DTG. Wonder if DTG would say that though. Bernina line, yeah, is quite good, isn't it? Yeah, they are quite good at that stuff. rather than, you know, the Scottish stuff that they've done, for example. I think JT like the retro stuff as well, Maverick, to be honest. I think that's what they're very good at as well. The best thing is as well, most of them are really young lads. They don't even remember that stuff running around. I was talking to Tom at Just Trains, and I can't remember what he said. I think he was born in like in the 90s. Which to some of you watching, you'll say, "What's wrong with that?" But when you're talking about all the BR Blue stuff, then obviously it started way before that. Some of us remember it, you know, decades before. So it's quite interesting that you know, a development team that they're quite young, and I think they're all quite young from what I understand, makes all the older stuff rather than the modern stuff. So I think they're good at it though. You want a Great Eastern Main Line or East Coast Main Line out of King's Cross, says G. Dave. Yeah, the Great Eastern Main Line must be in the back pocket, the TSW somewhere. You would hope. Realise I meant to be doing 60 and no more, so I'll just ease it off a little bit. You can remember the BR Green, says David. I did see the Great British Railways. It made me laugh yesterday though when it said that the first service was the first service of the Great British Railways was a part bus service due to engineering works. Not a good start, is it? Waterloo to Southampton or even Weymouth. Yeah, I was at Waterloo on Friday actually. Went down to Euston on the Pendolino like I normally do, then went across to Waterloo, and our office is just outside Waterloo Underground station, right on the bank of the Thames there. So I spent Friday down there. What period do I like them mostly? I definitely like the BR Blue stuff. If you were pushing me to say, I do quite like that era the most. I don't mind the modern stuff, but I think some of the modern stuff, and it's no fault of TSW, it's just railways in general. I think Peter kind of shares the feeling as well, is that a lot of the modern stuff is a bit samey. Well, that's just how railways are these days. I think railways back then, UK railways, add a bit more character, bit of variety, you know. Everything these days is just a unit. Probably quite a controversial opinion, but you know what I mean. So definitely the BI Blue era. Then again, this 68 is quite modern. You know, I quite like driving this too. I prefer this over the 66. But that's probably only because we've driven a 66 so much. Yeah, the 90s. Yeah. You were born during the late 2000s. Oh my word. Does anyone else buy from Quaysites? This route is for £7. Is it worth the risk? I've got some from the Quaysites. Which Quaysite is it, Eric? I've bought them from eBay. I've brought there's a website called Kinguin, like penguin, but Kinguin, and I've bought a couple off there. They tend to all be the same ones though. You can't get all of them, but I've bought them and they've been all right. I mean, they just send you the Steam key. Yeah, Kinguin. Yeah, I've bought stuff off Kinguin. Yeah, I have. Yeah, definitely. It's been all right for me, that. Yeah, they send you the Steam key as usual. So this one, I don't know if you saw the beginning, Eric. So this is North Wales. Well, God, I can't say it now. This is the North Wales Coastal. But this is the revamped version. So if you get the North Wales Coastal, you can then go to the Train Sim Community website and you can add on the revamped version. So that's what this is. It's the version that you're looking at with a bit more added to it to bring it up to date. But the original North West Coastal we were saying at the beginning is still an excellent route. It's not that old either. There's been 2 versions of it, I think, hasn't there? Now, somebody who knows this route, tell me what this boat is over here, because I saw this parked up right the last time I came down here, and I haven't got a clue what that's all about. Does anybody know anything about that? There's our train going along. I'll tell you where we are if anybody wants to look into it. We're at whatever that's called. Bangor. That's where we are. So there's probably a story there. It's like it's been run aground and beached or something. Looks quite old, but yeah. Let's just save it using our new friend F2. Yeah, renationalise. Yeah, I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering if it'll be better or not. When is the last franchise coming up for renewal? So how long is it going to take to get all these private franchises back, be government owned? I saw on the news it was saying what the next one's going to be, but you know, I was hoping it was going to show a list of all the sort of end dates, the current end dates for these, but I didn't see that, so I don't know. The Duke of Lancaster. Oh right, I don't know anything about that. I'm going to look that up. Has it been put there on purpose? Was it damaged in a storm and ran aground, or there's got to be a story behind it? I don't think, does that appear in the original route? Or has that been added by these guys as part of the revamped? I don't know. I don't recall seeing that. And I have run the original North Wales Coastal quite a bit. We have 68019 and 018, by the way, in this formation. Which is Brutus and Vigilant. That's what we've got. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Maverick. See you next time. Oh, it's just storage, is it? That's interesting. $5 years, is it? Right, 5 years to get everything back. It's not long then, is it? I thought it was going to be like 10 or 15 years, but I guess they don't award franchises for that long, do they? In case of difficulties and bailouts and things like that. Yeah, it's like I bought a ticket end of last year. I was going to I was just going Preston to Manchester. Went to get on the train. It's like, sorry, this is Transpennine Express. You can't go on this one. Your ticket's not valid. It's like, well, where does it say on the ticket? You know, all I've done is at the ticket office just asked for a return to Manchester. Nobody's told me I can or can't go on Transpennine, blah, blah, blah. You know, simple things like that annoy me. Jeff Marshall did a video today about GBR. Oh, okay, I'll have a look. Right, we got just under 14 miles. Decent run, this one, 81 miles. Before we go, once we finish this, I'll just show you the other scenarios that come with the revamped route as well. So if you do decide you're going to pick it up, you can have a look what stock is needed if you want to run the default scenarios that come with it. You can also download additional ones as usual. But the ones, I think all the ones that come with the route are all heavily sort of AP enhanced stock. But I mean, you can swap it out as usual, however you like. You can also see here as well. You know, they've added in some real brands like Shell, for example. There's KFC. I think there's McDonald's. There's a few other bits and pieces you'll notice as you travel up and down. Brands that you recognise, which don't normally appear, do they, in the standard routes for licensing purposes. That's what you like about Switzerland. You just buy a ticket, can use it in any public transport, including some boats. That is quite interesting. Yeah, it's more like a travel ticket, public transport ticket, than a specific railway ticket or boat ticket. Yeah, that is quite a good idea. If any of you watching are not in the Discord, by the way, come and join the Discord. The link is in the description if it's not appearing as part of what Streamlabs is telling you down there. So if you're on Discord, come and join up. I did post a little video actually from that trip that I did on Friday, coming back when I got to Crewe. There's always a lot in the sidings at Crewe. So I made a very quick video which I posted on the Discord in the real life section. The Pullman was in, the blue Pullman was sat there. I think there was a 91, Intercity 91 was there. There was a few other things. I think Great Western, I think you saw that, didn't you? And you picked out a few things. Don't tell me that's a red. Right, that was weird. I didn't miss any yellows, did I? That's very odd. And it let me go past it, but I'm going to slow down now for this because I'm going to have a see what this next signal is. That was weird. You get the train one way down Lake Zurich and then the boat back home. Oh, that's excellent. I bet that's a pretty special journey. And you don't need to be going anywhere, do you? You can just do it for the experience. Join the Discord, we have biscuits, yeah. It was a signalling irregularity. Thank you for that, Dave. I thought I was going mad because I've been especially keeping my eye on the signals on purpose. A bit more than usual, I mean, whilst I'm looking at the chat. I am going to do a quick save though, in case. It was weird how it just let me tab it. An RT3185. That is the official form, is it, for a dodgy signal? Yeah, sometimes it does that, does it? It falls red. I saw it coming up and my heart sank. I thought, oh no, here we go. These guys are going to wind me up now about a spad. Quickly made with the tab button, just in case. I'll check this one out though, once it comes up. We should be able to see it. Actually, no, it's green again. We're back green, so we're good. Oh, if Railtrack want to close the line for upgrading, they've got to pay the franchisees compensation. Out of all that you just said, is Railtrack still a thing? Or are they called something? Do you mean, are they Network Rail now? They used to be Railtrack, didn't they? I get what you mean, though. I mean, that's not progress, is it? Right, so our ETA is 17:02. Very pleasant service, that one. Network Rail, yeah. You had me worried for a minute. You took me back in time. When I worked at Cornforth in that building that's just outside the station that you can see in TSC Overshat, but you can't see it in the TSW version because TSW version is just a few years before it was built. We and the engineers were in the top floor, and Railtrack had the bottom floor. Yeah, Network Rail. I quite like Rail Track, to be honest. I prefer the name Rail Track. Yeah, we must talk about Wales. We must do the Welsh marches at some point on one of these streams. All the Welsh stuff in TSC is pretty good, I have to say. Too many private companies with boards, all wanting 500k houses and Range Rovers. I did see the trailer for Transport Fever 3. Yes, I did. I got I think I did a couple of videos on it. I got Transport Fever 2 sent to me when that first came out on the PlayStation, and I did cover it a little bit. And I don't know, I quite enjoyed it. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I think I was just doing other things. It's one of those things where you've got too much stuff to do and too little time. But Transport Fever, I don't think I paid the first one, but Transport Fever 2 was pretty good, so it looked good. Transport Fever 3 looked good from the trailer. Right, we got just over 5 miles till we get to Chester. Yeah, we'll definitely do the Welsh marches, yeah. It's very good. And it's like this one, it's another long route. I've got some good scenarios for it. If I do Spad and come in for a cuppa, I've got to have biscuits as well. It's got to be tea and biscuits. Get the Garibaldis out. No, I had Garibaldis for ages. I'm going to have to look into that. How long have we been going? 1 hour 43, it says. Lamborghinis and Ferraris just to the left, is there? over at this these buildings. Oh, we got macro over there. Look. Except it's called Marco. Right, let's slow down a little bit. We got a 25 coming up. That is a single yellow as well. Kit Kats. Oh, you're doing the masteries. I haven't bothered with those, to be honest. Oh, it was on the right. Ah, okay. Ian Tyrrell Classic Cars. It's good that you, on this route, you know where you are. Which, you know, it says a lot for the route, doesn't it? Where you can recognise the place you're at. Let's just roll up to this signal. Yes, it's going to be a red. Let's also save it right at the death. What's this on the right? Chester Racecourse. It is indeed a red. Shall we tab it? Yeah, there you go. We can go through this. There's another strange signal. I'm going to tab it again. I don't trust it. It's giving us the direction off to the left, so that's 2 forms we've got to fill in. Oh, we found the cars from the Italian job. Interesting. Yep, indeed. Although it did, to be fair, it did give us a yellow first, but then it let us through the red, which was odd. At least we knew a red was coming up. Chris says, is the flask that heavy it needs 2 locos, or is it more for redundancy to keep it moving? We were saying this earlier that we think it should, yeah, it's in case one goes pop, but one should be at the front and one should be at the back rather than being together. The flask should be in the middle. But yeah, I guess you don't want to be stranded. Is this as well telling us is this telling us as well that only the lead loco is providing power, or is that just giving us the direction? So is the rear loco actually doing anything, or is it just a spur? I don't know if the rear one's actually doing anything. Like you say, is it just there for safety in case this one blows up? Oh, he's here, look. Here's Animal. Here he is. Good evening, Animal. You've joined us with less than a mile to go. Okay, formation doesn't matter. I've got you. All right. Fair enough. So the scenario then isn't exactly wrong. There always used to be two drivers. Is that purely just for a quick getaway, if needed, or literally, in case one driver took ill, the other one would take over? Is that how serious it is that they need to keep moving? It's interesting. It is interesting. Yeah, don't worry, Animal. It's I think it's YouTube in general. Like in case the driver goes pop, or if it was Peter driving, he'd be on the pop. We need to replace him quick. Yeah, we got the one flask on the back, Animal. I'd love to open it up, have a look. It's probably glowing though. Right, just under half a mile. Don't wind him up. Don't tell him it's a double-headed 50. Oh, that's good. So I've put in version 1.1. In version 1, this bit of the track was missing. And it's been added again now. So that's good. I don't know why it was missing. I'd spill it, yeah. Your dad told you it was a water tank. Here's Chester Station on our right. And the passenger services, of course, carry on all the way down here to Crewe. You can go as far as Crewe with the passenger stuff. Got some workers there. Here we are at Chester Down and Up Goods. 81 miles. Very decent run, that. Enjoyed that. Hope you have too. I told you it'd be a bit more of a relaxing little trip, this one, just so we can have a look at the route, etc. Well done. You've completed the scenario successfully. So there we go. That is it. It's a standard scenario, so you don't get points or anything silly like that. Did we get any? Oh, we got a spad. We didn't have a spad. That wasn't our fault. That was, dodgy signalling. 81 miles, 1 hour 48. Yeah, really good. That really good. Let's have a quick look at the other scenarios that you get with this before we go. So if I go to here, so let me just show you this first. So if I just get to the actual page, you can see the North Wales Coast is the standard one that we were talking about. Then if you get the revamped, it does it as a separate route over this side. So if I click on that, you've got a couple for the AP 175 there, an hour and 10 minutes. The one we just did in the 68, then you've got 3 in the Transport for Wales 158. That one's 2 hours. That's a decent one. That's just between Chester and Holyhead in the 158. Class 56, Paulus Rail. Got that as well. That's a railhead treatment train between Chester and Holyhead. I haven't got the railhead treatment train in TS Classic, so I can't run that one. But then, interestingly, you've got the Class 805 Avanti West Coast as well, which uses the AP 800 pack. They're quite good. It's not showing as ticked here, but in the previous version, the version 1 of this, I've done both of those. But because I've installed 1.1, it's reset the scenario progress, so I have done those. And then also, you've got one for the Voyager as well. So you got the Virgin Trains Voyager Class 221. That's Holyhead to Chester as well. So that's a decent one as well. Those are the ones you get with standard with the route if you pick this up. So don't forget, if you've got the Welsh North Wales Coast anyway from DTG, you can pick this up for nothing from Train Sim Community. So go and add it on if you want to, and you've got some of this AP stuff. It's worth doing. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming in, and much appreciated. No, you didn't miss a spad. It was bad signalling. Wesley, good evening. Sorry, Wesley, you're just joining right at the end, but go back and watch the replay. I'm sure you'll enjoy it just the same. But thanks for coming in; it's appreciated. Thanks to you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Fingers crossed for Thursday for the stream from DTG. Let's hope it's the 86, shall we? Shall we? Fingers crossed. See you, everyone.